Hello, happy Friday, everyone. Hope your week has been productive and wonderful so far. Just wanted to drop in quickly today and talk about economic trends. And the thing that inspired me really to talk about this today is I had the opportunity to listen to a gentleman named Alan Oster yesterday. And so he is the chief economist at NAB. So NAB is in Australia, National Australian Bank. So it's one of the biggest four of the four biggest banks in Australia. And it was just such a pleasure to listen to someone who's obviously incredibly smart, but also very big on the numbers and the complexities of mathematical systems and obviously looking at economic trends. So that's what economists do, right? They look at financial forecasts and how these banking systems work. How does that impact sectors and industries? So it was a very interesting talk, but I think what was very interesting for me, just from my perspective, is got me thinking. Well, there are all of these trends that we've sort of typically seen in the economy as we've known it so far, and not to say that the trends are just continuous; they obviously change over time. But I feel like we're moving into this stage where the trends are going to change much quicker, and the reason being that with so many countries who are committed to the Paris Agreement, so many of them have sent forward or submitted their NDC, which is their nationally determined contribution, which is essentially the plan that they have committed to towards decarbonisation. And part of that plan means, adopting things like circular thinking, a circular economy. And what that means, anyways, in my eyes, is if all of these countries are now getting towards their kind of their cutoff date, their due date. They've committed to 2030 goals or 2035 or 2040 goals. And so it's literally around the corner. I mean, we're in 2023, so it's not far away. What does that mean then for the economic system? How are these sort of drivers, these very big, very fast drivers, very kind of progressive drivers, how are they changing the economic trends that we're starting to see around the world? And that's what I was really curious about. That's a really complex question. And at this stage, I know when I asked the question at the event yesterday, there wasn't an exact answer about what the trends are right now. There weren't any immediately identified differences in the trends. So that's the reason why there wasn't that initial kind of, here's the trends we've already seen, that wasn't available yet in terms of the information. But what was said is that, this will happen progressively. We're not just going to suddenly see, us move to a completely net zero energy grid or a completely circular food supply system. That's not going to happen overnight. So as these changes start to embed slowly, and they will progressively over time, we'll still see fossil fuels be part of the mix, and just be kind of phased out or decommissioned out of the mix. And so as that happens, new trends will start to emerge. And I guess it is interesting to think about how these trends will start to really change the way that we see certain job sectors or job markets. How does it impact the way we receive education and construct buildings and go for housing and clothe ourselves and eat and so on. And so, and transport and move ourselves around the world. So it's really just interesting to kind of consider that there will be transition over, at least in the next 5 years, I would say, that you will see very new trends in the market. And these new trends are going to obviously be geared to sustainable economic thinking and therefore new income avenues, new commercial avenues. So something to look out for, and also something to consider if you are looking for work yourself or looking to align your career to something that feels purposeful. You're going to start to see more purposeful change, positive change related economic lines, economic systems. So keep a lookout for that. I certainly don't have the answer of everything that is going to happen. I just have some ideas, some thoughts, and that's what I wanted to share. If you have any questions or any thoughts yourself on what I'm sharing today, let me know. And on a side note, if you are looking for, something that is more purposeful in your line of work, something that's related to sustainability, I actually have something that's brewing on my end, and would love to share it with you if that would be the right fit for your line of experience and so on. So anyways, reach out, let's have a chat. Thanks so much for joining me live. I appreciate you all being here. Take care of yourselves and have a good weekend. Bye, everybody.